2 days after Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa resigned, his brother President Gotabaya Rajapaksa on Wednesday promised to appoint a new Prime Minister in a bid to calm tensions after days of unrest.
රටේ ආරක්ෂාව තහවුරු කිරීමට කටයුතු කරන අතරම රටේ දේශපාලන ස්ථාවරත්වය ඇති කිරීම සඳහා මම සියලුම පක්ෂ නායකයින් සමග කටයුතු කරනවා.
Now, the president's statement followed comments from Sri Lanka's central bank governor, who said Sri Lanka's economy will collapse unless a new government is urgently appointed. Gotabaya also vowed to empower the parliament, bringing back the 19th Amendment, and said that he was ready to abolish the executive presidency once the country stabilizes. Rajapaksa's pledge to reinstate the amendment would deprive him of the ability to control senior appointments to the public service, police, elections, office and judiciary. Thousands of security forces have now been deployed to enforce the curfew, which will be reimposed from 2 in the afternoon and will remain in place till Friday morning now. Tanks were seen rolling down the streets of Colombo on Wednesday. Security forces can shoot on sight anyone either looting public property or causing harm to life. This comes after people disobeyed a nationwide curfew on Tuesday and set buildings and vehicles on fire for the second consecutive day on Tuesday. Now, Monday's violence represents a turning point in the country's ongoing economic crisis. Weeks of peaceful demonstrations turned ugly and forced Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to resign. So far, 9 people have died in the unrest, over 41 vehicles set ablaze, and at least 136 properties were vandalized. Even the homes of the former Prime Minister were not spared. His departure has done little to subdue the unrest here. Ordinary Sri Lankans blame the government led by Gotabaya and other members of his family for the current economic crisis, which has reduced the reserves to just $15 million, stalling imports and bringing massive shortage to essential items like cooking gas, fuel and medicine. For more on this, we're now being joined live by our correspondent Dasuni Athoda from Colombo. Dasuni, thank you for joining us. Now, a lot of important points here that have been announced recently. The president has said that he would give up several of the executive powers, also will appoint a new prime minister as well as a unity government. What can you tell us about this?
Yes, a very good morning, Ham. Certainly, yesterday's speech did have several key points, chief of them being that he will be appointing a new prime minister along with a fresh cabinet this week. So that is something to look out for. But then he also made it very clear that the new prime minister who is to be appointed will command the majority of the House along with the sentiment of the people. So right now, as of right now, throughout the day today, it will be interesting to see how the numbers game really plays out here in Sri Lanka as to how the House will sort of garner their confidence and their majority towards a new prime minister. We did have reports that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party did put forward certain names, and today the chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, that is former President Maithripala Sirisena, confirmed that these names have not yet been sent to the president. So it's all a waiting game as of right now, Hem.
Right. Now, also we know that the core demand was for the president to step down. The president has also said that the new unity government which will be formed. Now, what is the general consensus on this?
Yes, well, there seems to be a split in opinion regarding the statement. Like you rightfully pointed out, for months on end, people of this country have been protesting for President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to step down. But what we have right now is where the president is very much sort of made it clear that he will be staying to rectify this current crisis while the prime minister position is vacant following the resignation of former prime minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. So while some believe that, you know, the only way forward is for the president to actually listen to the people's voices, to their demands, and to promptly step down, paving the way for someone else, someone more competent to take over and take up authority. Some others are of the view that first a solid government needs to be formed, a new prime minister must be appointed, and then going in the constitutional and legal route, then the prime minister must be impeached or removed from his position. So those are the two key positions and the ideologies we see right now.
Right. All right, Dasuni, thank you so much for bringing us all the latest on this. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.